Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's getting about that time. It's getting close. I've been looking at it. I've been looking at the film. I've been looking at, the Kansas City Chiefs offense. I've been looking at how they've been operating, really diving deep into this. And I gotta say, man, they don't like to get physical. They don't like to be maneuvering up in between them tackles, man. They don't want to come up there and see Fletcher Cox and them boys. They don't want to see Hargrave. They don't just want to see that interior, man. They're going to stay far away from that as possible. And if anything will show you better, the tape will show you, man. Right here, the Kansas City Chiefs are one of those teams that's going to try to attack the edge. Ponchero, you know what I mean? Isaiah Ponchero, I think he's the X factor. We're going to call a spade a spade. You know what Kelsey going to give you. But I think Ponchero is the X factor. If you could contain Ponchero and you could contain these quick passes to the edge, I think you got him. Because then you got to make them think. You know what I mean? Just look at the plays that they're running right here. They're trying to get to the edges as fast as possible. Little screen dump over Ponchero. You know what I mean? He's quick. He's twitchy. He's different. I'm not going to lie, man. He's really, really fast, quick, and twitchy. And it makes more sense as to why they would get a guy like Kadarius Toney from the Giants. Look at this. They want you to think that the middle of the field is the target, especially when you got a strong presence in the inside. And then they want to attack you to the outside. Time and time again, they did this. This is how they started the game against the Bengals. Rolling out, getting to them edges, trying to get to them edges, trying to get your playmakers in space on the edges is the name of the game for the Kansas City Chiefs. Well, it was in this game, AFC Championship, do or die. What better film to watch than that? And I feel like the Bengals got a solid defense. You know what I mean? I feel like you just can't run at the Bengals and do whatever you want in most cases. And Kansas City knows that. This was the game Kansas City had to win. Look, trying to get out to the edge again. Little jet sweep, little what is it? What do they call that? Little pocket pass or whatever. You know what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? Let's look at this again though. They're doing a lot of things, getting guys in motion. You know what I mean? Trying to get playmakers out in space. And the Bengals, for the most part, were pretty solid at stopping these in the early beginnings of the game. You know what I mean? They come out with, a stack on the left side, they're trying to fake you to think that they're going to that side for the quick one. Then they'll try. See, they're not going to totally abandon the inside game, I feel like. You know what I mean? I feel like that, you got to have your linebackers really disciplined for this one, man. That's why I think TJ Edwards and Kaiser White, knowing where Ponchero is going to be key. Because the outsides is a big part of what Andy Reid has been doing for years and years. They show you the same look. They take their shot. That's incomplete right there. You know what I mean? But that's like the first shot that they took on this drive. You know what I mean? The first shot that they took on this drive. You know what I mean? The interior start clambering down. Patrick Mahomes get the ball out his hand. They just don't want no physicality. They're not really running up the middle. Again, look at this play. You know what I mean? Look at this play. I really love this one because they take the edge away from Patrick Mahomes and force him to go to the other side. They forced him to go through his reads. That was great defense. Look, he wants to try 10 Ponchero. He wants to try him, for a little look, he looks, it ain't there. Gone. Made him hold on to the ball and go through his progressions, man. They want to throw to the outside, y'all. I'm telling y'all. The film tells you this. They want to get these playmakers space on the outside. Next play, screen to Ponchero. We got to know where he's at, man. He's the X factor. He's the X factor. They want to catch you sleeping. They want to challenge your discipline. They want to use your aggressiveness against you. That's all the Kansas City Chiefs are looking to do in this game. They want to use your aggressiveness against you. We got to be athletic. We got to be able to bend. You know what I mean? We got to be able to bend in this one, man. We got to know what's what, man. We got to be really disciplined in this game. Really disciplined. Because the one time when you're not disciplined, that's when they sneak their shot over the top. Look, want to get these guys into the outside. It's like these aren't the same plays, ladies and gentlemen. This is what the Kansas City Chiefs are doing. Patrick Mahomes, yes, he's the best quarterback in the game, but he is, benefiting from having Andy Reid as his coach. A lot of people don't talk about that because it's old Patrick Mahomes, you know what I mean? But Patrick Mahomes is in a system, and the system is dictating what happens when you got a strong inside presence. They're trying to get to the outside, and our defense is better than the Bengals. You know what I mean? So, I think the one weak spot could be linebacker if you want to attack us on the outside and get our linebackers in man-to-man situations. But Jonathan Gannon got to have the boys ready to play, and that's something that I think he will. I think Jonathan Gannon will have the fellas ready to play in this one. You know what I mean? Out to the outside again. The Bengals are on it, man. The Bengals are on it. Out here forcing, field goals in the beginning part of this game. They were on it, man. Because it's blatant and it's clear as day what the Kansas City Chiefs were trying to do. So, it's up to us to see if we can be the ones that can stop this, in the Super Bowl. Time and time again, you see these guys going to the outside. They're not trying to come up the middle. And, I wouldn't either with Hargrave, Cox, that rotation of guys up the middle. Sometimes Milton Williams is right there. Sue, Linval Joseph. Like, the middle is closed for business. Like, they need to know that going into this game. So what do you do? The middle is closed for business. They already know that. Nobody has been able to run up the gut on us the whole playoffs. Closed for business. You know what I mean? Christian McCaffrey, look, this is how bad they desperately want to get to the outside. They'll throw to the middle and pitch to the outside. I don't know if this was designed, but Kelsey's going to catch this pass. Don't even try to advance and pitch. If he catch that, it's some space. But they'll throw to the middle and pitch to the outside. That's how bad they want to get to the outside. You know what I mean? It's quite evident. It's quite evident. Again, they take shots in the red zone. They really take shots in the red zone, but they have no problem with having methodical drives up and down the field, man. They have no problem with doing it. But to force these guys to punt, what you got to do is you got to shut down the outsides, man. You got to shut down the outsides. You got to gang tackle. You got to rally to the ball. You know what I mean? Because it could be somebody that's faster than a Kaiser White matched up on the outside. So it's up to us to, watch the tape and see what we see. But Panchero is the X factor for me. It's as clear as day that if you can get Isaiah Panchero, hopefully I'm saying his name right, if you can get him to be non-effective in the game, this important, thus taking, a weapon off of the board from a guy who can make every throw in Patrick Mahomes, I think that helps you out a lot. So this is one of the one times that he was able to go, up the middle in this game, but this was called back. You know what I mean? Now, he ain't afraid to go up the middle, but it's just rare that he's going to go up the middle and just do this against the Philadelphia Eagles. You know what I mean? He made like 9 different moves. You know what I mean? Then they pushed that back. And what did they revert to? Trying to get to the outside. They took away the screenplay on that one. That was beautiful defense. But again, it's not a broken record. This is a wide receiver screen pass. The Bengals are keying on what they're doing at this point. Took it away. He couldn't even throw that. So he had to basically throw it away. They're trying desperately to get to the outside. Jonathan Gannon has to be aware of this. You know what I mean? We ain't going to steamroll the Chiefs. They're going to put up more than 7 points. I can guarantee you that. But the way that the Bengals played these guys is marvelous, if you ask me. Marvelous, the way that the Bengals played these guys. Burrow just turned the ball over one too many times in this game. But I think the Bengals had a really good defensive game plan against Patrick Mahomes. And I think we have, much better personnel than the Bengals on the defensive side of the ball. So let's see what happens with that.